Hey everyone, it's Ryan with Stock Investing and Trading 101. Today we have some breaking news with L Brands, the owner of Victoria's Secret. They had a very rough day today, going down nearly 25%. This is a quick Robinhood chart of L Brands. This thing got halted like 3 times back to back. It just kept going lower and it kept getting halted. On its way down from $12 to $9 per share, it got halted multiple times. I actually took advantage of the big move downwards. The price of puts was going sky high. So right after a halt, I sold a $6 put. I took in a $60 credit, and I agreed to buy 100 shares of L Brands at $6 per share on Friday. So the person who bought the contract from me has the option to sell me 100 shares of LB for $6 per share. The only reason they would sell me those shares for $6 is if the price of L Brands went below $6 before Friday, which is in 2 days from now. And I received a $60 credit for taking on that position. And it's already worth only $8 because it's kind of leveled out since then. So pretty much I got a $52 profit unrealized at the moment. But if this thing expires worthless on Friday, it will be a free $60. And yeah, I had to put up a collateral of $600, which is the price of 100 shares. So that's just kind of collateral that if the option gets assigned, I already have the money to buy the shares, and if it expires, I get my cash back. The reason for this big move is L Brands had plans to sell Victoria's Secret to a private equity firm before the coronavirus happened. Now that the coronavirus happened and most of these Victoria's Secret type of stores are shut down completely right now, the private equity firm, said, we're going to scrap the plans to buy Victoria's Secret. We don't want it right now. The times have changed. They canceled the deal, and that caused the stock to just crash 25%. So here's the article from the Wall Street Journal. It says, private equity firm Sycamore Partners wants to scrap its plans to take control of Victoria's Secret. A buyout that was reached weeks before the coronavirus pandemic prompted the struggling chain to close its U.S. stores. The investors said the decision by L Brands to close its stores in March and furlough the majority of its workers, and they also skipped their April rent payment because they can't be evicted right now, were violations of the proposed transactions. So pretty much they had a agreement, and I guess they broke the agreement by furloughing all their employees and not paying their April rent, which gave the private equity firm reason to cancel the deal legally. So then it says shares of L Brands, which is also the parent company of Bath & Body Works, fell more than 20% after being temporarily halted. And it was halted like at least 3 or 4 times today. In a statement, L Brands said it believes the termination of the transaction is invalid and that it will vigorously defend the lawsuit and pursue all legal remedies to enforce its contractual rights. The company said it would continue to work towards closing the deal. So essentially, L Brands is saying, we already have a contract with you guys, we already have a deal made, and their position is that they didn't violate the contract, and apparently the deal should still be on. So it said they agreed in February to sell controlling stake in the chain and its Pink brand for $525 million. As a part of the deal, the longtime leader agreed to step down as chairman and CEO, and they valued the lingerie brand at $1.1 billion. So pretty much the takeover of Victoria's Secret, the deal is no longer happening unless they can fight this in court. it caused the stock to tank pretty significantly, and I took advantage of that by looking at the options chain for L brands. Options and especially puts went sky high because, when a stock is just going down and down on news like that, it brings the premiums of options up. It will bring the put premium up significantly. When I was looking at the options chain earlier, the options were up 200 and 300% on the day. So I pretty much sold a put while it was, up 300% for the day, because people were expecting it to still go lower. And then since I sold it kind of near the low and it leveled out, the implied volatility went down, the premiums went down. Now the contract is only worth $8, and it's looking highly likely that it will expire worthless. I don't see L brands going to $6 per share in the next 2 days. But if it does, I am willing to buy the shares. I only sell cash secured puts on stocks that I'm interested in owning. I think cash secured puts are a good way to buy into stock, and it's kind of interesting how that all works out. But the way that I've been buying stock lately has been by selling puts, because there's going to be one of two outcomes that happen from selling puts. Either A is that it expires worthless, you collect a premium up front, and it expires, you keep the premium and you get your collateral back. Otherwise, option number 2 is that your contract gets assigned, meaning that you're forced to buy 100 shares of the company at whatever strike price you picked. And that's why when you're selling an option contract, you should sell the contract of the stock that you would feel comfortable owning the stock at. I wouldn't sell a $12 put on L brands if I didn't want to own and buy their stock at $12 per share. I sold the $6 put because I'm comfortable buying shares at $6 per share. That's 33% down from where it is right now, even after that 25% move. And so pretty much I'm putting an ultimatum out there. I'm saying I want to buy shares for $6 per share by Friday. If it doesn't happen, I'm keeping the premium, and it's just a smooth way to buy into stock. And just looking while we're on this note, this is kind of off topic very quickly. We're going to look at the AT&T option chain. Let's say you were interested in buying 100 shares of AT&T stock. It would probably cost you roughly $3,000 right now. But let's say that you wanted to buy AT&T at $29 per share. What you could do, you could sell the $29 put. It would require a $2,900 collateral up front. You would receive the $29 credit, which it's currently worth, and the further out in expiration date, the higher premium you will receive. So let's say that you sold it all the way for June. In a few months, you would take in a $160 credit up front, and either, once again, you would buy 100 shares for $29 a piece by June 19th. Otherwise, option 2 is you keep the $159 credit you received, you get your $2,900 back, so the credit is all pure profit, and you go from there. So that's the news for L brands. At the same time, a quick cash secured puts lesson and a strategy for people who are interested in selling options and taking advantage of theta time decay. So as always, guys, thanks for watching the video. If you're unclear about any parts of the cash secured put or want me to talk anything through, comment below, and I will definitely do my best to make it make sense for you. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys soon.